Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. Folks, in a newly released video, Congressman Lauren Boebert, the Republican from Colorado, was actually making racist remarks about a colleague, about the Democratic Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who's a Democrat. So keep in mind that Lauren Boebert actually referred to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar as potentially a suicide bomber. Yes, you heard that right, because she referred to the fact that Ilhan Omar did not have a backpack when she saw her. And what's even more shocking is that Congressman Omar said that this incident was not only offensive and racist, but it actually never happened. I mean, this is pretty incredible that we would even be talking about this in the United States of America. You have a congresswoman, an elected congresswoman, Lauren Boebert, making racist, anti-Muslim remarks in reference to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who's a Democrat from Minnesota, and then actually making up a story which didn't even happen. Now, we're about to see a news clip featuring CNN's Alison Camerota and Lauren Fox as they discuss this. And keep in mind that Lauren Boebert wasn't just done making fun of and making racist comments about Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, the Democrat from Minnesota. She also went after the gay Secretary of Transportation, Pete Buttigieg, who, along with his partner, welcomed a baby and made fun of him trying to chest feed, and made fun of him and his qualifications in being the Secretary of Transportation. This is pretty mind-blowing, folks, because at the end of the day, Secretary Pete Buttigieg was selected for that post by the President of the United States. There have been a lot of individuals who are highly unqualified who have been selected to different posts by past administrations, absolute troublemakers. And speaking of troublemakers, I want you to watch this for yourself. Setting aside the fact that this is reporting from CNN, focus on what Congressman Lauren Boebert says, how childish, how juvenile, how racist she was. And she had such tremendous blowback over this that she actually had to apologize to the Muslim community. In fact, she tweeted an apology to the Muslim community after this video was released from Congressman Lauren Boebert making anti-Muslim remarks. Again, keep in mind that this allegation that she makes, hey, at least she didn't have a backpack, was completely made up, because Congresswoman Ilhan Omar said that this incident didn't even happen. Folks, it blows my mind that in a country as large, as diverse, and we are supposed to be the leaders of the free world, but this is juvenile behavior. This is horrible. This is despicable. It is absolutely 100% pathetic. And I think that all of us should know what elected officials are doing. Let's take a look at this video of a Republican congresswoman making racist remarks about a colleague. Now, keep in mind that we here at Ignition Time were not able to verify the original source of the video, and CNN actually attempted to reach out to multiple members of Boebert's office for comment, and not that got them anywhere. But words are words. And again, the comments that Lauren Boebert made were not sort of in a vacuum. She has been saying things like this. She has referred to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, Congressman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and others as part of a jihadist squad. Yes, she said stuff like that. And I think the big question is, why absolute wackos, psychos like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, why are they not being spoken to by the Republican leadership? And why are these crazy maniacs going out there and saying these bizarre things and feeding the animalistic tendencies, the animalistic instincts of the base? I can tell you that I have a lot of friends who are both Democrats and Republicans, and I know highly intelligent Republicans, highly intelligent Democrats. The country moves forward when we take the best ideas from both Republicans and Democrats, and we move forward as a country. But behavior like this is just unbelievable. I think it caters to our worst instincts, and politics is about timing, opportunity. It's about tribalism, us against them, which is exactly what people like Lauren Boebert try to flare up. They try and create more problems because that makes them, get a reaction from their audience, that makes them raise funds, and that makes them notorious which in politics, as you know, is a good thing. Let's roll the tape and check out this video featuring Republican Congressman Lauren Boebert, the Republican from Colorado, making anti-Muslim remarks in reference to Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, the Democrat from Minnesota. And this is coverage from CNN's Alison Camerota and Lauren Fox. Let's watch.
Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert of Colorado is now apologizing for her racist, anti-Muslim comments about another member of Congress. Boebert had suggested that Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, who is a Democrat and a Muslim, might be a suicide bomber.
I was getting into an elevator with one of my staffers, and he and I were leaving the Capitol. We're going back to my office, and we get in the elevator, and I see a Capitol police officer running hurriedly to the elevator. I see fret all over his face. I look to my left, and there she is, Ilhan Omar. Oops. And I said, well, she doesn't have a backpack. We should be fine. So we only had one floor to go, and I was like, do I say it? Do I not? I looked over, and I said, oh, look, the Jihad Squad decided to show up for work today.
Well, Congresswoman Boebert has now apologized via Twitter, writing, I apologize to anyone in the Muslim community I offended with my comment about Representative Omar. I have reached out to her office to speak with her directly. There are plenty of policy differences to focus on without this unnecessary distraction. CNN's Lauren Fox joins us now. Lauren, this is interesting. I mean, Lauren Boebert obviously is no stranger to inflammatory comments. Why is she apologizing today?
And she used that same term, Jihad Squad, on the floor of the House of Representatives just last week, Allison. And it should be noted that Omar responded to this saying this event never even happened and it was offensive, just to echo those comments. The other thing that is coming is that Boebert didn't just say these comments in a vacuum. She also went on at that same event to go after Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, who recently just had a baby with his partner. Here's what she said.
Meanwhile, you have the Secretary of Transportation, good old Mayor Pete. He wasn't even put in charge of the supply chain crisis. You know, someone else was tapped for that because Mayor Pete is still at home trying to figure out how to chest feed. Somebody ought to tell him so he can get back to work.
And he is in a same-sex marriage. That should be noted for part of why that is so offensive. She also called the President of the United States, President Joe Biden, that piece of crap in the White House. So she has not apologized for those comments that she made at that same event. You know, this is part of a broader problem on Capitol Hill. Just last week, Paul Gosar of Arizona was censured for an anime video that he posted depicting the murder of a colleague. And one of the key questions has been, where is Republican leadership in all of this? Where is Kevin McCarthy in all of this? Part of the challenge for McCarthy is that he has some on his right flank, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's been saying over the last several days that Kevin McCarthy doesn't have the votes if the House were to fall to Republicans in the midterm election to be Speaker because of the actions he's taken against some members. So this is just a mess in the Republican conference right now, where you have a number of members that continue to make headlines for offensive comments. And yes, Boebert did apologize, but not for those subsequent comments that we flagged.
That's where we are, everyone. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Blew my mind. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Please click like. Please click subscribe. Please enable notifications. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. Take care. Bye.